Previously on Spenelli Speaks. Now, wouldn't you think that this would be the most amazing book you would ever read in your entire life? I mean, look at this cover. Look at it. Hi everyone, Danny here. Welcome back to my channel. Oh, it is the last day of my 31 days of book reviews, and I am so excited that I was able to do this. First of all, I mean, that is a feat in and of itself. I know there were like 2 days in there that didn't actually have reviews, but still 29 book reviews in a row. That is pretty amazing. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But thank you to all of you who have been following these days, voting when we had voting. It's been a true pleasure to give you reviews, good, bad, or indifferent. I truly appreciate you commenting, and I promise I am getting through all of those comments. There are so many, but thank you for that. As I'm going through them again, I'm just really enjoying all of the things that you have said, and I am going to be able to return all of that back to you. So for today, the last book review in my 31 days of book reviews is our beloved or hated Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Now, from what I hear from other people, this is a book where you either love it or you hate it, and there is no in between. I will have to say that I am definitely in between. I can say I definitely err toward the hated it side, but I wouldn't say that I hated it, because there is value in the writing, in the story. I am very impressed that this book has so many characters who you just don't like. I've never read a book like that before, where the reader is truly not meant to like any of these characters. They're awful, especially in the very beginning. They are terrible. I think the only character that you could even somewhat like would be Mr. Lockwood, who is the character who is hearing the story of Heathcliff and Catherine and all these people. He's the only one that seems like a nice guy. Even, you know, Mrs. Dean, who is telling the story, who was part of the story, I don't know that she is a likable character, because she was so awful when they are all children that I don't know if she redeems herself. Maybe she does when she becomes the maid to the second Catherine, which again, this book, I mean, why does everyone have to have the same name? I mean, seriously, were there only like 5 names back then? You have to just pick one and stick with it? I mean, honestly, just ridiculous. But anywho, I kept it straight for most of it. All the H names and the C names and the here and there, and I kept thinking that people died well before they actually died, and yeah. So some of the language in here too is really hard to get your head around, because there are certain characters that speak in a different, I would say, like accent, so you're really trying to break that apart. Now, if you had an annotated version, maybe you have footnotes on what that actually says. I just wung it. I was like, I don't know. What's Joseph saying? He's got something in his mouth. But for those of you who don't know, Wuthering Heights is about a bunch of people in the moors, so like English countryside misty forest meadows, nothing to do but to basically just make each other miserable across the meadow. So this book surrounds two different estates, one of which is Wuthering Heights, and one is, Threshold Grange or something like that, the Grange. And the Earnshaws are at Wuthering Heights, and the Lintons are at the Grange. And there's like love triangles between people, because what happens is the senior Earnshaw goes away to some town for something business, and he brings back this like 6-year-old boy who he found in the streets and was starving, yada yada, and is going to take him in as his own, which is then named Heathcliff. Double name, because that's the thing to do. Heathcliff. Which is a cat, by the way, for all you 80s lovers. Anywho. Heathcliff is not well liked by the other two children, who are Earnshaw's children, Hindley and Catherine. They make fun, they throw rocks, they are very just terrible children to Heathcliff. As well as this Mrs. Dean, who is a child at the time, the same age as them. She's awful to him too. They basically are just like being terrible children to this other poor child who probably has seen terrible things, which that would be a good, story, is where did Heathcliff even come from? What is his background? The entire book I was waiting to hear like his story. Where did he come from? Why is he like this? Now we know as an adult he's probably like this because he was treated so poorly and he was seeking his revenge. Because then basically people just start dying, and then it's like left to the elder. He brings back a wife, so like Hindley. So the senior Earnshaw dies, and then Hindley takes over, and he is a son of a bee, like straight up SOB. And I'm giving you guys all this away, but if you don't know what it is, people die through childbirth, all this crap. And it's just over and over again. The same story keeps repeating itself. People are crappy, then they're crappy to other people, then those people are crappy to other people, and it's all just a load of crap. I crack myself up. This book is just a load of crap. Now, I'm not saying the book itself is crap. It's not crap. But the people inside it are crap. Just crap. There are no redeeming anything in this book. No one redeems themselves. I mean, maybe in the end there's a little tiny bit, but I feel like it's a little too late. Like, I don't even care anymore. I literally don't care if you, go and become a saint. You're a jerk. You've always been a jerk. You always will be a jerk. And Heathcliff, this little thing that everyone talks about him being like this, oh, I'm so heartsick over, he's such a romantic. What book did you read? I didn't see anything romantic about him other than the fact that he basically wanted to be with Catherine. What is romantic about that? Seriously. Get over it. There is not a romantic bone in that man's body. He was disgusting. I mean, and to think, Emily Bronte is the sister of Charlotte Bronte, who wrote Jane Eyre with Mr. Rochester, and y'all know how I feel about him. I mean, it's basically the same dude. They're both terrible people, and terrible things happen to them. They do terrible things to other people, but at least Mr. Rochester was kind of romantic. I mean, I'll give him that. But, I mean, he got his own in the end. I mean, if you've read Jane Eyre, I mean, I don't know if I'd live my life that way. But anywho, I mean, you have to, actually, but you know what I mean. Not a romantic character. He's not a hero. He's not an anti-hero. He is a villain. He is the villain. He is not a romantic. But for all of that, I would not say that I hated this book because I am thoroughly intrigued with the uniqueness of its just crappy characters. I love that an author took all of these spiteful, vengeful, bitter people and put them all in one book. That I do enjoy, but I wouldn't say I loved it because, like, can nobody be good? So I am a unique person. I am in the middle. I am like leaning towards not liking it as much, but I definitely didn't hate it. I did enjoy the fact that I have read very few books that have had this much despicable, grieving, hateful people. So yeah. If you like a generational book about people that just crap on each other, by the way, if you want to replay this and take a little sip of a drink every time I say the word crap, you'd be pretty happy by the end of this video. So yeah, Wuthering Heights. To all my friends out there that this is your beloved book, congratulations. Good for you. For all of those out there that hated this book, I hear ya. I definitely get that. I'm not going to unhaul this because I feel like in 30 years from now, I may actually love this because maybe I will be a bitter old hag and I will be like, ooh, I just need to see some of my own. So yeah, that is my review of Wuthering Heights. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. Leave some notes in the comments and we can chat about it. Well, I do not have a book for you tomorrow, but rest assured, August is going to be back to our regular programming. We will have our Tuesday posts as well as our rapid reviews on Thursdays, and then I post on Saturday, with every third Saturday of the month being a live posting. And this month, in August, I will be doing productivity sprints again, but I will be reorganizing my bookshelves during that time, so you'll be able to kind of hang out with me while I do that. Well, until next time, I hope you are reading something great, taking care, and staying safe. And as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye.